Right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, everybody? All right. Let's get this thing rolling. It is 8:28. Let me get the announcements out there. Boom. Posted it on Discord. Now let me post it on Twitter, and we'll be good to go. Let's see. Perfect. All right. Edgar, good morning. Daniel, good morning. Marjan, good morning. Peter, good morning. What's going on, everybody? Early birds get the worm. Eric, my man. What's going on? Looking tan, man. Yeah, last weekend I was outside in the sun a little bit. And yesterday, before the gym, I went and sat on my balcony a little bit. So I got a little bit of color. Although I can't really see myself. But yeah. Jeez. All right. So, tweets out. So is the announcement on Discord. We'll wait for everybody to kind of tune in here. 8:35. We'll get things rolling. It is 8:30 here now. Daniel, he's ready. Rule, good morning from LA. Hey man, you gotta let me know. Is it still cold down there or what? JR, good morning. Little Johnny, good morning from Palo Alto, California, my man. Whew. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just trying to take a look into the jobs report numbers that just came out. If this is the right 8:30, yeah, it looks like the forecast was 1315 and the actual came in right at the forecast here, so not much of a surprise in that regards. Let's see. 8:30. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't got an updated one here. All right, Tommy Stocks, good morning. Brian, happy Thursday. Good morning, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys, it's 8:30. We usually wait till 8:35, give everybody an opportunity and a chance to get in here. Once everybody is in here, we'll go over, the regulars. We'll go over the market, what we're kind of expecting. We'll go over some of the alerts, what to look forward to, and at the end, we'll do some Q&As of some of the stocks you guys want me to take a look at. Sky, my man, good morning. Nuke, good morning. Thanks for the class. No worries, no problem. It's getting hot here. Like your place. My man. It's about time it got hot in LA, man. Simon, good morning from Toronto. Not a bad day here in Toronto, huh, Simon? Mr. Kaka, good morning. Martin, good morning. All right, guys, 8:32 here. If you guys are tuning in here early, all you early birds, go ahead and smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. There's about 40 of you here. So let's get those likes up to around 40, 45. I would greatly appreciate it, and so would YouTube. No idea why, but it is what it is. I'm always fighting the algorithms here these days, so. All right, gonna wait about maybe another 2.5 minutes here, and then we'll get things popping, we'll get things rocking, and hopefully everybody will have a wonderful, wonderful trading day today. All right. It rained yesterday with thunderstorm. Wow, really? In LA? That's a surprise. Legit Movers Chicago, good morning, good morning. What's going on? All right, 8:33. Got about 2 minutes here. We'll hang tight. In the meantime, everybody continue smashing that like button. Let's get it to 45. That's like the game I play Thursday mornings, trying to get the likes up. because it shows me how many viewers we have and how many likes we got. It's always a little interesting to see. All right. Hey, Al-Kaizi, good morning, my man. Daniel, yeah, but it's definitely getting hot. I swear, when I got there in May, I thought it was gonna be hot, but I froze my ass off. I have to buy sweaters and shit, and I'm kind of pissed about the fact that I froze in LA. Not gonna lie. All right, we got 50 of you. Let's go. Get those likes in here. 8:35. We'll get started here about 1 more minute. Bright, sunny, and hot in Toronto. Hell yeah, man. It's about time. We freeze 8 out of the 12 months of the year, so seeing this nice sun is breathtaking. Don Hoff, good morning, my man. How you doing? Good evening from Kuala Lumpur. Sheesh. I actually want to visit over there. My father went there when he was younger for business. Little Johnny, bro, I'm melting here in the Bay Area. Super hot. Yusuf, good morning. Nice. All right, guys, we got 56 people here. 10 minutes to start. We still only have 37 likes. Let's get those likes close to 50. And let's get this thing started. When will you be back in LA? Drinks on us. Next visit in LA is probably going to have to be in July, August next year because I ain't freezing again. Good morning from Peru. Rayhan, good morning, man. How you doing? All right, guys, it's 8:35. Let's get started. As usual, we start with the SPY. So here we are, the SPY. I mean, we've talked about all of this up to here right now. The key thing that really brought us back up into these areas here was this little doji on, I guess, June 17th. Okay, June 17th, what was that, Wednesday? No, Friday, yeah, it was Friday. So this doji right here was the first kind of sign that we could possibly get bounces, but the issue we're having here is because we've sold off so much, we're still getting a lot of selling pressure at every pop that we're getting. Why is that? A lot of people are just buried and trying to get out for a less of a loss. You know, not as big of a loss, but a less of a loss. So every pop that we get in this kind of downtrend is going to be seen with a lot of resistance until really we start seeing some bigger green volumes come in, some institutional buying start to take place, and the confidence really come back. But at the moment, you can see this doji was a first sign of a bounce, not so much a reversal, but possibly a bounce, maybe a backtrack to this 383, 389 area in the days to come. But this was just the first signal of it here that we could have used to kind of got back into these, a little bit of a bounce, so to say, okay? Yesterday, this push that we got a little bit of a sell-off, but here in the pre-market here, I'm going to jump into the 15-minute time frame and show you guys what I'm seeing. So yesterday, we came into a key area, okay? And what I mean by key area, I have a lot of resistance drawn at this 378.85, all right? We had some issue with it yesterday. You can see we came right to it, rejected again. So this area has become a problem area for the market. All right. Now, with that said, if we do get above this area, we could see moves towards the 381. Let me get my notes here. Yeah, 381, 385, and ultimately, you know, if we get above this 385, then we're looking at 389.50. Okay. Now let's go back to the daily for a second. 389.50 falls where? All right. Let me go back to the clean chart so you guys can see a little bit better. One was it? I have so many levels here. All right here. So let's look at this chart. 389.50. If we get to the top of it, look at where that lines up perfectly with. All right, you complete this gap fill, you line up with the 20 moving average. So once we get over this 384.60 and we push up, we could look to try to gap fill this if we get a stronger market. Again, all this move would really start if and only if we get above this level of 378.85. Okay, if we do that and we get above this 385.84, then we can look to 389 to kind of fill that gap. But the first initial thing that's going to push us over that area is going to be this 370.85. Until we get above that, we're not going to be really ready to kind of push into the 381, 385, so we're really going to have to pay attention to that, okay? Now, because of this 378.85, that's going to be the level I'm paying attention to if we push, fail, and reject, right? Now, if we reject, what's going to happen? Obviously, 376 is another area of support dating back to right here. This was the 21st, okay? So I guess Tuesday's price action, we saw this resistance right here at this 376 area. Put my mouse out so you can see, bam, bam, bam. All right, so that's a confirmed level, 376.08. If we're unable to get above this and we roll over, we could see 376.08, and then the next support that we got confirmed twice right here, all right, and previously as well, is this 372, right? If we come back and lose this 376 out of the open, 372 is a level to keep an eye on, and then 368.92. It's just a game of simple levels here, and we really got to put these levels on our charts. If you guys don't have them, they're all right here. Take a screenshot and put them on your charts. You know, they're levels I've used for months and months and months, and I continue to hold them on my charts simply because they're well respected. So yeah, under the 372, we open doors to 368.92, and then ultimately you're looking at 364.90. But what initiates this entire thing is going to have to be this 378.85. Okay, if we get above that, we could look to push towards the 385, 389, reject, and possibly move down to 368.90, 364.90 is very possible. Okay, so that's in regards to the SPY. Let's jump into the Qs here really quickly. Go into the daily, all right, and let's take a look at this over here. So daily, very similar look, with the exception of, you know, we're a little bit closer to that 20 moving average, so we're not going to get that big move up with the SPY in order to get that gap fill. We do have a very little gap fill from 286.90 towards that 288 level, but we have a little bit of a different levels, and we're going to come into the 20 moving average a little bit earlier here. Okay, so let's dive into the 15-minute time frame again, and let's take a look at what happens again here. Yesterday we came into this level of resistance, 284.98, and we're kind of trying it again here. So in regards to the Qs, that's the level I'm paying attention on. Okay, I'm paying attention to that 284.98, which is the exact same level, which is equivalent to the SPY of that, what was it, 378.85. Okay, so this is the level I'm paying attention to on the Qs. If we get above this level, we could look to push 289.20 and then ultimately 294.82. Okay, now let's go back to the daily. I want to see where that 20 moving average lines up. So the under of this candle is around 289, and then the 290.50 is the 20 moving average. So let's go back to that. There you go. So right here, if we get above this 289, 290 area is going to be a big resistance area. Why? Because we have that previous gap fill that gets completed. We also have the 20 moving average at 290.50 kind of going to be pressing up against us. Okay, so again, with regards to the Qs, going to be watching this 284.98 level. If and only if we clear this, we could look to push the 289.90, 290.50 area, and then we're going to have to see what really happens here. This puts us right against that 20 moving average, whereas the SPY had a little bit more room until it gets to that 20 moving average. So this could tell us that we could get that pop into the tech sector. Lots of tech names could pop up, but we could see early, selling pressure start into the tech names. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on this level and that 20 moving average on the Qs to see what really happens. Okay. Now on the downside, if we lose this, if we can't get above this level, obviously the next levels we're kind of looking at is 282, which is a little bit of a congestion area on Tuesday as well as yesterday, and then 280 area. Under that, I really don't have much of a support that is strong enough to be noted until 276.41. Okay, 276.41 is the other downside level, and under that you're looking at 273.36, and that's kind of where I'll hold off and see what's going to happen at that level. Okay, so again, take a screenshot of this. Let me remove that so you can see it. A few levels to pay attention to on the upside. Obviously, 284.98, 289.23, 294, and then 276, 273, and ultimately 269. Okay, so just little levels, but the key area here will be that 284.98. All right, so that's in regards to the Qs. Now let me jump in here and we'll go over some of the free alerts that I have kind of written down here, and we'll go over why I have them and how you guys can kind of take advantage of them. All right, so cost, I'm watching that 465 level. Okay, 465 level is pretty much just right here at this high of day. Okay, we have a little bit of an inside day yesterday. We have a high that's put in the day before at this 465 level, and the next resistance is not really till 469.70. Okay, so that's the level I'm watching on cost. If we get above 465, we should see a nice little pop that will give us pretty good profits into that 469 area. Okay, now on the downside, since it is an inside day, I want to pay attention to the 459 level. Right, it's not the low of day, but we have pretty decent support at 459. So if we lose 459, we could see a pull back down to that 455 area, and that's the key area I'm looking for the long as well as the put side. Right, so that is cost. Next one is Roblox. All right, on Roblox here, I'm watching that 32 level. Again, I want to clear yesterday's high. If we get over yesterday's high, then we can look to push into the 3260, 33 area, which will be a pretty decent range that we can actually take some profits at, considering it is Thursday. But if it does get under 31, which is essentially a little bit of a pre-market support here, then we could lose that momentum we had yesterday and fall back into the 29.50. Okay? So 32 on the upside and 31 on the downside. I almost prefer this on the upside, but again, this is also following the market, so we're going to have to see what the market wants to do. AFRM, this one I like. Let me take a look at the daily chart here. So this one I like is the level that we're keeping an eye on here is 20. All right, if we can get above 20, I'm looking to kind of take this momentum drive to the upside. You can see the next big resistance is going to be right here at 21. We have pretty decent resistance here at the 20 level, right here, right here. If we get over that little hump, over the 20, we should see the push at least to this 21 area, which was Tuesday's high. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm paying attention to on the long side. On the downside, we really need to get under 19 for me to be interested in it. You can see 19 here has pretty decent support right here, right here. So if we lose that 19 level, we could look to fall back down towards at least 1760, 1780. Okay, so those are the kind of things I'm paying attention to in regards to the free plays. Now, again, as always, you guys ask me, how do you take these trades? Sometimes a lot of new people are watching this stream, so I let them know if it's within the first 5-10 minutes. Obviously, I take the trade right out of the gate because I want that momentum, that volume to kind of push me to the next target fairly quickly. Now, the downside of taking trades right out of the first 5-10 minutes is that you really don't have much of a confirmation, and it's higher volatility. So if we hit this area and you're a little slow at taking profits, this can really roll back over and fall all the way down. Okay, that's the downside to taking momentum drives. But the upside is, once you're in the trade, what happened to my mouse? Once you're in the trade and the trigger does take place, this could really take a significant run to the upside, and you can make pretty good profits in it. All right, if you're someone that's a little bit conservative, I suggest you wait. Let time pass out, let at least 30-45 minutes pass out, and then you can, a few ways you can take it. If you're above the trigger, you can see if we form some sort of a pattern, some sort of a flag, or some sort of a falling wedge. Then you can kind of take those trades. However, if an hour has gone by and we haven't really crossed that trigger point, then you can kind of wait. Let's say you're coming into an hour and a half mark. Then once that level breaks, you can always take it on the retest. I actually prefer you take it on the retest because that gives confirmation, and then you can continue higher. So a few ways to kind of go about it. Obviously, the more aggressive version will be taking it right out of the gates if it does trigger at that point. And the other alternative would be, wait for things to kind of present themselves, give you a pattern before you get involved. And lastly, if time has gone and none of the triggers have come in, you want to wait for that trigger to take place and then the retest of that level that we talked about in order for you to get involved. All right. So with that said, if you guys are still here, go ahead, smash that like button. I'm going to jump into the chat, see if you guys have any questions in regards to stocks you want me to take a look at. When you guys do ask me questions in regards to the stocks you want me to pay attention to, please let me know if you're looking to day trade it, swing trade it, calls or puts. And yeah, so I'm going to dive into the chat here and see what you guys are looking at. Watastic, morning, setting up my coffee. Good morning, my man. June Bugger, BBIG just announced TYDE, tire dividend for June 24th. It's about to explode. Well, let's see why it would explode. Not a fan of the stock, not a fan of this name. It is pushing up towards 239. I mean, there's really nothing here. Just a news pump here. So approach with caution. Don't really like to trade these garbage names like this. If you are going to trade them, make sure you put, you manage your money accordingly. Just as fast as this is popping up, it can fall down. So be really careful with what you do with your money. And as soon as you see profits, take profits. This isn't something that's going to fly to the moon or make you a millionaire. MO41 put 624 or 71. Marjan, I guess you're asking for a swing trade on this. I like this aggressive sell-off. Lots of selling coming in on this name. I'm not sure if I would swing trade this here though. If you want to day trade it, I would be okay with you taking it under 41 because that confirms, it's not ready to make a move back up. And under 41, it should accelerate the selling again, at least for today, right? 41 level is something you want to pay attention to on the downside. If that breaks, great. Now, if this pops back above 42, you could possibly look to retrace 43, 43.75, or even 44 before it really does roll over. Okay, so as far as MO goes, I wouldn't swing trade this to the downside simply because you're already well extended off the highs. But for a day trade, under 41 over 42 kind of makes sense on this one. Brian Whitman, Riot Leaps. So I personally hate using options as a long-term investment strategy, simply because the market is so it's so nuts in a sense that you can't put time on something. When you put time on your investment strategy, especially when you want it to be long-term, I think you put yourself in a disadvantage here. I much rather invest in my long-term with cash, with shares, because the only thing I have to worry about in that regards is price action. I don't have to worry about delta. I don't have to worry about theta. I don't have to worry about time. I just buy and I have an average, and I know in the next year to 25 years, this stock is going to go up. When you buy a leap, let's say you're buying a two-year option contract expiry, you're fighting theta, you're fighting volatility, you're fighting lots of crazy things that can affect the price action. So leaps, not a fan. If you want to start in a long-term position, again, you need to understand financials. You need to understand the balance sheet of the company, what they have going forward. Are they profitable? Are they burning cash? And if you've done your research and understand what this company is, not just because you're looking at a chart, then at that point you find value in it and you can invest in it. Technical wise, decent area you can start at here. You have to give the ability to add towards 2 and possibly sub 150. Then you can get a pretty good average. Chart wise, you could see this area around the 2 to the 150 area getting pretty good buys. Stock hasn't really seen lower than 150. Sorry, it's lower than 50. So you could start here with room to add, but that's just it. I don't really have the financials. Don't really know how they have done in the past and going forward how they will do. Somebody, I was just looking at something and somebody deleted it. Little Johnny. All right, SoFi. Jeez, you guys are really out here with these trash names these days. All right, SoFi, October 22nd, 6 call. There's nothing on this chart that tells me this is bullish. So in that regards, I wouldn't be buying calls down here. Most importantly, you have a move up into the 20 moving average and the 50 moving average that got rejected. You put in a little bit of a double top broke down. You're actually putting in a little bit of a bear flag here. Okay, so to me, there's nothing here that tells me this is ready for calls. For puts, possibly, if we get under this, 550 level, you could try to maybe take it to the downside. If you want to buy puts, if you want to buy calls, you have to wait for price action to get above 625, and then you can try to chase it or try to make the move towards 720. Other than that, not ready for calls here, especially for swings at this point. A thought on Tesla calls, 750 from 706 support bounce. Looks to move to 763. Not really sure I understand that question. So Tesla calls 750 from 706 support bounce. Let me take a look at the 15-minute time frame. 706 support bounce. I don't really see 706 as a support area. I do see 700 as a support area, 700, 701 as a support area. If you're implying that you want to buy calls at that 701, 700 support area, yeah, you could try it. If we get that yank out of the open, you could try that 700, but you gotta be really cautious there. Wait for a reversal candle combo, wait for some sort of a pattern to present itself before you jump into those dip buying opportunities. Maybe a double bottom, maybe a 10-minute hammer or a 5-minute hammer. Then you can kind of get involved. Because a lot of people are waiting for this 700 to break to the downside. Once it does, you should see a pull down to the 675 area. So you can kind of have both ways. If you get that reversal candle, watch for it, buy calls at their support level. And if that level breaks with aggressive increasing sell volume, then you can look for that retest and buy puts and try to take advantage of the move down. Meta calls swing trade. Let's take a look. Meta calls swing trade. Again, not seeing anything that's bullish in this right now. We could see a test of 150 on Meta in the days to come. And until then, I wouldn't really be trying to buy calls. Maybe if we sit at 150, show some sort of a reversal pattern. You guys got to be on the right side of the trade. When the market's going down, everything's under moving averages, stocks are bear flagging, continuing to make lower lows. You don't want to be trying to buy calls. You're going to get smoked. You might, bounce, if a day or two. But if the overall trend of the stock and the market is downwards, you're eventually going to get burned. So just wait for that reversal pattern to present itself. And once you have, a doji on the daily, a hammer on the daily, then you can try those swings and hold for a day or two to take advantage of the move back up. But at this moment, I don't see a swing trade call on Meta. Thank you for the insight. Still have much to learn. No worries, man. It's all about coming in. Staring at charts. That's something I did in the early days, days in, day out. Even when I lost my entire account at multiple times, all I did was literally sit here and watch price action. Paper trade, mental trade, write down your trades, whatever you can do to kind of continuously put work and effort into learning and doing something. You're going to see rewards eventually, right? So it looks like that's all the questions, which kind of comes in perfectly with that 9 a.m. time that I have here. Again, I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. If you haven't, go ahead and smash that like button. Remember, we do this every Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. We kind of come in here, go over market sentiment, go over a few tickers, some free alerts, try to help you guys out with any questions you have in regards to swing trades, day trades, or the stocks you want to look at. And then we kind of get back and we get on our way with day trading, and that's it. All right. So Remember, come back here next Thursday. We'll do this live stream again. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I got to get back into the Discord and get ready for day trading today. If you guys are still here, smash that like button. Appreciate every single one of you guys. And I'll catch you guys all next week right here on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next week.